Welcome into a brand new episode of Audionots, episode number 23. We are your pop culture palate cleanser, and we're excited to give you some news that's not bad news, since that's all we get lately. I am one of your co-hosts, Eric Oldboy, alongside the infamous and always ready to rock, Mr. Ren. How's it going, man?
I don't know. I don't really know how I feel. I'm trying to be positive.
It's hard, right?
Trying my best to be positive. So maybe I'm okay.
Well, okay, it's pretty good anymore because
Yeah.
there's just like, it's wild, right? Every damn day is like, oh, wow, okay, we're finally past this. And then something else horrendous happens.
It's always like tomorrow's always saying, hold my beer. You know?
Oh, every damn
Yeah.
day. Like, I saw T1000 trending. I'm like, great. Now we're going to have
Oh,
Terminators. Haven't
no,
we had
man.
enough?
So time
I,
travel is possible?
I guess. I
No.
don't know. I couldn't figure. Don't you hate it? So a little quick rant about Twitter. Don't you hate it when something trends and you go to see why it's trending, and every other a-hole is just typing in, "Why is this thing trending?" And so you scroll and you scroll, and it's just a-hole after a-hole wondering why it's trending too.
Yeah, it's I just want to know the main story. Like
Yeah.
Twitter needs to find a way just to like pin the main story why it's trending, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes if it's an actual news article, it will. But when it's something random that like some group of people have managed to get trending, I swear to God, it's like, listen, if we want to find out why it's trending, don't ask why it's trending. It won't get
It,
buried.
It's funny because the other day I was looking at, Twitter, and I was like, why? What's Seth Rogen trending? What did he do? Seth Rogen? Why is he
Oh,
trending? It's like, what did
yeah.
he do now? No, I like Seth Rogen.
That was a good
Dude,
one, though. I
yeah,
really enjoyed that.
that was a good trend.
So for all the audio nuts out there that don't know why Seth Rogen was in fact trending, he decided to tell basically everybody to F off if they were haters and racists. He's
Yeah,
like, I don't need you to watch my movies, because, that's always everybody's go-to. With the social medias, we all seem to think that we're equals, right? But guess what? I'm not nearly as cool as Seth Rogen. I don't have the same amount of influence as Seth Rogen. And so he's like, everybody's like, well, if you're going to say that and I don't agree with it, I'm just not going to watch your movies. And Seth Rogen's like, good, don't. I don't want your money. Don't
yeah.
follow me either, sucker.
It's like you already watched his movies. Like, what are you gonna do now? You can't. He doesn't get paid for you to put in like a DVD of Green Hornet or something.
Yeah, it's like, too late, dumbass. He already made his money off of your back.
Right.
So I was glad that I've that's the one good thing that's come out of all this kind of bad news when it comes to racism is it's exposing a lot of people, and it's also making us understand who are the good people. It's really obvious who all the good guys are. So good for
Yeah.
them, and I give them props.
I think everyone is kind of slowly learning, empathy of just, you know, don't judge them. Just you gotta see and learn what they're going through before they, just give your opinion about it.
And that's just it too. And more than probably ever, semantics matter. It really matters how you say something. So I have to admit that even I have learned over the past few months to understand and how to phrase things better, because a lot of people, I think, get confused, and they think in their mind that, well, if I say all lives matter, that's a good thing. Well, yeah, all lives matter, but Black lives matter because all lives matter. And currently, all lives aren't in crisis, but the Black lives are. And so it's not a slap in your face. We're not saying, guess what, Whitey, your life doesn't matter right now because Black lives matter. That's not how it works. It doesn't have to be an either or thing, but it's okay to
Right.
talk about those who are currently in crisis.
Yeah, because we live in a world where it's kind of like, either you're right or you're wrong. It's
Yeah.
it's like the reference to Star Wars. I want to be a gray Jedi, damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to, like you said, everybody needs to learn to be empathetic, relax a little bit. Don't get so irate and assume when someone says something that's positive towards their culture, their race, their sex, their sexuality, whatever it might be, it's
Yeah.
not demeaning yours. And so many people get so like caught off by that. They're like, well, if you say something positive over here, I didn't hear you also say something positive about me. It's like, fool, you need to relax. You're fine.
It's like, it's BLM, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
We're not. It's not saying just Black Lives Matters. It's just
Right.
like
And that
the
seems to
right,
be a real sticking point for people.
yeah, time and place, man. Right now, this is what we need to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't want to
But
spend too much time on that
yeah,
because everybody's getting that all the time everywhere. And so we want everybody to know that Audionots cares about Black Lives Matters. And we agree with that. But there's no reason to dwell on it because you're going to hear it everywhere else you go. So like I said at the very beginning, this is your pop culture palate cleanser. And I want to talk about more fun things. So let's start off with Ren. What have you been up to? What have you been watching? What have you been having fun with lately?
well, in this world and timeline that we're living in, I feel like watching shows is like the best thing to do, right? It's like the safest thing to do.
It's safe. It kind of relaxes your mind because I don't know
Yeah,
about you. This whole environment gets you kind of stressed out, makes it harder to sleep. Everybody's
yeah.
crankier, you notice in your real life. So yeah, you're right.
But I'm two shows that I'm mainly watching right now is Space Force,
Okay. And what
and
episode are you on?
I'm like episode 5, so
Okay.
I'm like halfway through. And then I'm also watching Watchmen,
Oh, okay.
and then I just finished like episode 3.
Perfect. Well, let's use that then as a jump off point for the healthy stream. Because I'm thinking we could just jump over to let's start with Netflix and talk about Space Force. So give me your early thoughts on the first 5 episodes you said you've seen of Space Force.
Yeah, so you finished it, right?
Yeah, I've watched all of Space Force. There's only 9 or 10 episodes, and I'll give you my thoughts after you share yours.
It's for me. I kind of like. I felt like since it was based on what the POTUS said, Space
Oh,
Force.
right. Mm-hmm.
They were playing right as like I'm only midway. They're playing so safe, like their jokes
Yeah.
are just like almost there, but not all the way. They're just kind of like poking the bear, and I felt they're afraid that POTUS might do something in real life or something.
Oh, yeah. You never know. Every time he gets pissed off, he threatens to shut it down.
Yeah. So
He
it's like
might
the
try to
jokes are
sue him.
there. Yeah, the jokes are there. It's just that it's a little safe of a show for me. Like I want it to be funny, and I haven't got that like laugh out loud moment yet. It's
And
been
I
more
don't
like
think you will, because I have to agree with everything you're saying. It's almost like they couldn't decide if they wanted to be a comedy or a drama, or even a good dramedy. Like they're so focused, I think, on satire versus laughs. And sometimes
yeah,
satire is okay, and there's a lot of good shows that do satire pretty well. But this show, it needs some more genuine laughs. Like we all think
yeah,
it's funny. The whole Space Force concept, I think, is kind of funny to everybody, and that's why they jumped on it. Like we had to make a show about this. I can't believe this is a real thing, and I get why they did it. But yeah, it's loaded. That show, by the way, is absolutely loaded with fantastic actors.
right.
Every actor is a good actor, and I wanted so badly to love it. Steve Carell, the dude that created The Office. I mean, they're reuniting. How could it go wrong? And it doesn't necessarily go wrong, but it doesn't ever find its feet. And so, my opinion is, I hope it gets a second season. And because the guy that made the show, he's famous for first season's not being great. The Office kind of had an okay first season. Parks and Rec kind of had an okay first season. And so I'm hoping that he really is able to drill down and make it a better show by season 2.
Right. Like the only like I'm halfway like I said, well, I'm halfway through. The one that kind of got me kind of chuckling
Yeah.
was when that Southern dude was like, "There's something on your puss." I was like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "That's Southern for face."
Have you never heard that?
No.
So, Mike, a little fun fact about Eric Oldboy. My grandma was from West Virginia, so she always used that term, and I always thought it was funny because the same thing. She'd always be like, "What's with the frown on your puss?" And that was just normal. That's what they said. That's pretty good.
It's northern for pussy.
No,
Yeah.
no, yeah, it's northern for vagina and southern for face. So 2 different
Yeah,
regions when you're talking about puss.
yeah, it's hilarious.
But yeah, as far as Space Force goes, I thought my funniest episode, I think, may have been the dog monkey episode because that had some more like slapsticky moments
Right.
where it was just really funny watching Steve Carell be at his best where he's getting excited for a moment and then he's terribly disappointed by it. Then he's excited, then he's almost frustrated. And so his reactions to how ridiculous the situation was pretty good.
Because like that episode is really good. Because like episode 2, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like an Inception in a way where Steve Carell's character is doing that to the monkey, and from like the scientist's point of view, Steve Carell is the monkey in a way. So it's kind of like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was like hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, episode 2, and then you haven't quite made it as far. Episode 7 is also a pretty good one. I enjoyed that, but then they do this weird leap in time. So the whole show is based, obviously, about them creating a space force and getting boots on the moon, or as the POTUS says, boobs on the moon. But they're trying to get these people. Then all of a sudden, like from episode 8 to 9, people were just kind of talking about wanting to learn how to be on Space Force. Some of the actors that were like in high school at the beginning episode are all like astronauts and going to space. And it's like, I feel like I missed them. I literally thought that I'd missed an episode, and I went back to make sure we hadn't like missed something. And they just like didn't bother giving us any of the stuff in between. They're just like, go with it. So
It didn't say like 5 years later.
no,
Yeah,
in fact, they kept saying you're 4 years. You're 4 years ahead of your plan, because the reporters were all giving them S about how quickly they had gotten to the point of sending people in space. So maybe that was just part of the joke.
well, the thing is, they keep saying boots on the moon in 2024.
Yeah, and
And
so they do it in 2020.
right, so within like a few months.
Yeah, yep. They literally do it in a few months. So that's kind
Did
of
you
my take.
did you say that this show was the creator of Upload too?
Yeah, so the same guy. I can't think of his name. It's like Greg something maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the same dude that created. Well, he was not the creator. He was the revamper of The Office, because as we remember, The Office was a UK show first,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he brought it to the US and made it way better. He was the co-creator of Parks and Rec, which was a huge hit as well. And then this year, he's the creator of Space Force, and I guess the co-creator of Upload, which is on Amazon. And honestly, in my opinion, why the Upload doesn't have nearly as many famous actors, I thought it was a much better show. Like if I had to
Really
choose, I'd pick Upload all day over Space Force.
nice. You notice that the red hair dude is from Upload too. That's
Really, the kid,
the
the
high
younger
school kid.
kid,
That's
yeah,
that same. Yeah,
who becomes an
he's
astronaut, by the way.
yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't care.
I haven't seen it, so but he's the AI in the Upload.
Oh shit! Mind blown.
Yeah,
Holy smokes! I did not realize he's the one that keeps replicating. He's like every part.
yeah, he's the
And
AI.
holy crap! I can totally now you've said it. It's so obvious to me.
I know. I was like, this guy looks so familiar.
Maybe he's related to the guy, the creator. His
Yeah,
gets to be in both shows. Yeah, personally, Upload those is the winner. Hopefully, Space Force gets better by season 2, though.
it's like who is it? Was it James Gunn that always adds his brother-in-law or something in
It's his
movies?
actual brother. Yeah,
Or brother?
yeah. His brother is always in his movies.
Yeah.
So, also over on Netflix, I don't know if you saw this one yet. Did you watch that new movie with Kumail Numanji? I don't know how to say his last name. The dude from Silicon Valley. Did you watch his movie Lovebirds?
Oh, Mr. Swole himself.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, let's hear your thoughts on that. What did you think?
I don't know. I don't really like that movie.
You didn't like it? What did you not like about it?
Well, for me, I felt like the two main actor and actresses,
Yeah.
their chemistry was really off, and it was like really, really forced.
Okay.
And I don't know, there was just like no emotional like
Connection.
connection with them at all. And
Interesting.
like it was just it tried to be funny. I don't know.
Did you never laugh at all?
I laughed a few times, just like
Yeah.
about like, all those racial jokes, and there's parts that's funny, but I don't know. I just overall, I'm like, this movie is just really okay.
It's the most okayest movie ever. So
Yeah,
my opinion is the wifey and I over the weekend decided to have a Kumail movie night. because we got HBO Max and we have Netflix. We thought
Right.
we're gonna watch Stuber, which is another Kumail movie,
Oh,
and
I
then
haven't
we're
watched
gonna
that.
you saw that one too?
No, not yet. It's on
Okay.
my list.
And then we're gonna watch Lovebirds. So we watched Stuber first, and I thought Stuber was hilarious. I laughed all the way through, and we were done. My wife's like, meh, she could take it or leave it. So then we watched literally right after Stuber was over, we started watching Lovebirds. And I
Back to
noticed that,
back.
yeah, back to back, we had a Kumail night. And
Nice.
mostly because I love this guy, by the way. He's one of my favorite young actors. I don't know how young he actually is, but as far as not being around for a long time, I really enjoy everything he's in because he basically seems like he plays himself, but he is just a funny dude. And
Right.
so I think I liked Lovebirds a little bit better than you, but not nearly as much as my wife did. So after we were done watching Lovebirds, my wife was like, I really like that one. And so she liked it better than Stuber. So maybe one was more for the female gender versus, dudes. But I didn't think it was a
Right.
bad movie. I think I thought it was funnier than you. The basic premise was pretty simplistic, but I noticed that Kumail kind of had, at least in those two movies, they're both very similar type circumstances where he's a regular dude thrown into a ridiculous circumstance. And
Right.
both movies were just him kind of running around trying to figure out what the hell's going on the whole time.
For me, it reminds me of that one movie with Steve Carell and Tina Fey, like called
I
Date Night or
thought of
something.
that too. What was that movie called?
Like Date Night or something like that.
Date Night. You're right. It's very much like Date Night.
Yeah.
That's a hot take because I thought of that too, and I couldn't remember the name of the movie, but that actually came into my mind while we were watching Lovebirds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I
for
actually
those,
like Date Night more.
oh, I can't even honestly. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, and I can't remember if I liked it or not. But no, you're right. It gives those vibes for sure. Same style movie. For those who haven't seen Lovebirds, it's basically um, Kumail and what is that girl's name? She's from an HBO show, Insecure. Can't
I don't
remember her
know.
name. She's a good actress too, very pretty and funny. And so they have a circumstance where they accidentally are involved with a murder. They're not necessarily the murderers, but they're afraid it's going to get pinned on them. So
Right.
the whole movie, they're trying to like clear their names because they think they're going to go to jail, and that's the premise of the movie. And it's silly, but as far as direct to Netflix movies go, it wasn't bad. Let me ask you this: in my opinion, and you may have a different opinion, I thought it was much better than Coffee and Kareem. No,
Yeah,
he's
I
he's
can.
no?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. So maybe that just shows that Netflix is making some progress because Netflix I don't think is yet to make a movie that I thought was amazing. Like, oh my gosh, this is like one of my top favorite movies. But they're getting, each movie seems to get just progressively a little bit better.
At least this movie didn't have a cliffhanger.
That's true. Yeah. And you called that out last time. You're like, oh, every movie they make has a cliffhanger.
I know. They're like testing the audience. Do they like it? If they do, we'll make part two.
Yeah, we'll make more. Money to be made. Can't let that slide.
Well, it's just cool. It's cool how there's a movie that has a black and an Asian lead. Let's go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's great, and they're both great actors, and it's a funny movie. I didn't, here's me. I didn't even think about that. So,
Well, sometimes it's kind of funny to me because some people don't know that Indians are Asian, considered Asian too.
yeah,
It's part of Asia.
yeah. Continents are hard.
Yeah. And we say India as Indian from India, and
Yeah, people tend to think of Indians as India rather than Asians. So I get
or maybe
whatever.
like when you say
Native
Indian
Americans.
Native Americans, like oh,
We're very confused. Okay, leave us alone. All right.
continents are hard.
Continents are hard. Um, I have another Netflix tidbit, and this is more of a get ready to look forward to. But I saw the other day that Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beasts is coming back for season 2.
I watched only episode 1 of that show.
Oh, well, I liked it as far as an adult man should like a cartoon, but I enjoyed it. I watched it from start to finish. I thought it was really well done. I actually really enjoyed it actually, and so season 2 comes out June 12th, so next Friday.
Oh, that's pretty soon. I didn't realize
Yeah, in
that.
fact, I got a lot of hot June 12th news. Apparently, for whatever reason, June 12th is the day to debut things.
So we're gonna stay home and watch it hard.
Yeah, so if you're worried about the coronavirus on June 12th, stay home. There's lots of good TV, lots and
What?
lots of good TV.
COVID's still going on?
I know. I almost forgot. That's the thing about our nation is we're always riled up about something, and it's something new now, and you'll forget about what you were riled up about last week.
I'm pretty sure Aliens is next.
I can't wait. If that's the next one, I'm all for it. If I'm gonna go, let it be Aliens.
They're gonna come by. They're like, oh, we'll come back some other time.
They're like, no, we don't want to take over this planet. It's got some issues. Let's jump over to Disney Plus. So, because this is a great segue, June 12th, we have a debut. There was a movie that originally Disney was making. It was going to be, I think, one of their big tentpole movies called Artemis Fowl. Did you ever see that trailer?
Oh yeah, yeah. You look
Yeah,
weird.
so Artemis Fowl was kind of like a younger version to me of maybe Men in Black is kind of the vibes I was getting.
Yeah.
And so Artemis it stars what's his name?
Bullseye.
Bullseye. What's his name?
Colin Farrell.
Thank you.
Farrell
Colin Farrell.
Colin?
Yeah, Colin Farrell. So it
Yeah.
stars Colin Farrell. He's some sort of like spy or something that steals what it looks just like. It almost looks like he's a thief that's just stealing antiquities. But it turns out that he's taking things that are like connected to other like paranormal realms, right? So some of these things he's really protecting us, so we don't know. He's protecting us from ghosts and aliens and Bigfoots and all this weird stuff that we always talk about. And he
Right.
finally gets like captured or caught or something, and his son, who had no real idea that's what he was into, has to take his place. And so Artemis Fowl is about the son, I think, trying to rescue the dad while dealing with all this weird Men in Black type stuff.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure it's a spendy movie. I think they invested quite a few dollars into it. But because of COVID-19, instead of it showing up in the theaters, they've decided to have it released on Disney Plus. And I read that this is the biggest movie to be released straight to streaming so far. So as far as budget versus streaming value, it's the biggest one yet.
Of all of streaming?
Yeah. So of all the streaming movies that were meant to be in the theaters that have been released soon, this is the biggest one so far.
Is it because of all the CG?
Yeah, it looks like they spent a ton of money on CG. So Disney's been kind of hit and miss recently with these kind of kids CG movies. Wrinkle in Time comes to mind. I think that movie cost a boatload of money and was terrible.
Told you it was terrible from the beginning.
Yeah, you called it, and I still like. Well, I gotta see it because they do a good job of making the trailers look good, and you're like, wow, it's got Oprah Winfrey in it. You can't say no to that. And then you go and you're like, God, this movie is such trash. But they've been on fire with the trash movies. Remember Tomorrowland with George Clooney? I thought, oh shoot, Disney, George Clooney, it's gonna be a fantastic movie. Trash.
You watched that? I haven't even seen that.
Oh, don't bother. If you didn't like Wrinkle in Time, Tomorrowland's just as big a piece of garbage. But hopefully, and probably not likely, Artemis Fowl could very well be in the same vein as the rest of these, where it's a big, beautiful looking movie that's kind of garbagey. Like the other one. What was the other one? It was one of those princess movies. Oh, The Nutcracker. The Nutcracker looked fantastic. I mean, that movie looked gorgeous. And of those ones I just listed, it's probably the least terrible. We watched it during Christmas time, and it's cute. Like, I didn't mind seeing it once, but I probably would never watch it again. But it did look great. The special effects were incredible.
I think that's the one thing like Disney does right, like the effects. Like for example, when I first saw Maleficent Part One,
Yeah.
I thought the visuals were amazing, but I was like, man, this storyline is kind of dumb. I didn't like the storytelling of it. Yeah,
it is kind of dumb. Same with Part Two is kind of dumb too.
Yeah.
But my wife loved both of those movies. So
yeah, my wife does too.
We're
just not the audience. Yeah.
So, anyways, Artemis Fowl, June 12th. Everybody check it out. I'll probably still watch it, especially now for free. I'm already paid for that channel for 3 years.
Right. It's based on a book, right, or a graphic novel?
I think it's a book. Yeah.
Right. There's like multiple books too, I think.
Yeah, I think that they're hoping this could be a Percy Jackson type situation.
Just give us Percy Jackson.
Well, they're going to. It's in the works. We talked about that last episode or the episode
It's
before.
going to be way better, guaranteed.
Yeah. So next, Disney Plus, I have some scorching hot WandaVision news.
Ooh.
Yeah, because we've been without, part of the reason Disney did get my 3 years worth of payments is because I was so stoked for all these Marvel television shows they
I
promised us.
know.
And we've yet to get one, partly their fault, partly not their fault. So we'll give them a little bit of a break. But WandaVision is getting closer and closer. In fact, I think they're finishing it up as we speak. And one of the news and notes that came out of it is they hired an actor named Evan Peters. Now, let me ask you, do you know who Evan Peters is?
Evan, no. What has he? Where has he been?
Okay, so here's the funnest hint ever. He's been in the Marvel universe before as a superhero, but not in the Disney Marvel universe until now.
Was he in like DC?
He was an X-Men. He was an X-Man. Yeah.
Evan Peters?
Yeah.
Is that Sabretooth?
Nope.
No. Oh.
Evan Peters is Quicksilver.
Oh, Kick-Ass?
Yeah, Kick-Ass himself.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right? So Evan Peters, Kick-Ass himself, also X-Men's version of Quicksilver, because as you remember, he's one of the few characters that's been both.
Hold on. No, Kick-Ass is Marvel's Quicksilver with WandaVision.
Oh, yeah. So we reversed it. Yeah, Kick-Ass is also Quicksilver, but he was the Disney version, whereas...
That died.
Yeah, that's died. Where Evan Peters is the X-Men version who is still alive. So
from American Horror Story. There we go.
Yes, he played the bad guy in American Horror Story. Okay, so Evan Peters, now that we've established who he is, has it's been leaked that he's been cast to be in WandaVision. So everybody's trying to figure out what's going on here, because one of the things that we do know about WandaVision is that it's leading directly into Doctor Strange in the multiverse, which is like we've had our multiverse pants tight ever since we've been talking about maybe a few different types of Spider-Man, the Spider-Mans. Yeah. And so now, as I'm sure your brain has already like put A and B together, they're wondering if Evan Peters shows up as, because it appears to me and everybody else, I think, from the trailer for WandaVision, because we know from Infinity War, and if anybody hasn't seen it, the Vision was killed.
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. The Vision was killed by Thanos. But yet in WandaVision, which is not pre-Infinity War, we know now, Vision's alive. So we believe that Wanda is doing some stuff in the multiverse herself and jumping all around. That's what's making all these weird-ass realities maybe. And that's why it leads to Doctor Strange and his multiverse, or the same multiverse, that maybe, just maybe, she's going to be so sad about her dead brother, Kick-Ass, that she meets another version of her brother from a different universe who is Peter or Evan Peters. What say you? Good or bad?
Let's rewind this. Because Vision,
yeah.
He's not dead. Am I right?
No, he
because
did.
Remember, but we remember in Endgame where Sherry, whatever, she was like fixing his little thing.
Well, I don't know if that's the same one. Like the Vision we know and love is dead because he wasn't snapped dead; he was murdered.
Oh wait, I'm so confused.
Remember, he ripped the thing right out of his head and killed him dead. And he wasn't snapped. It was before he snapped. Vision was killed in Infinity War.
So who the hell was she fixing it? I thought she was fixing the thing. Well, that's before she got killed him.
Yeah, right. Vision's dead.
Okay.
For now, at least. So Vision's dead. So the fact that Vision is in the WandaVerse makes us think that it's something going on in her head, or she's doing a whole bunch of weird multiverse things. And so there's two theories. Theory one is that Evan Peters plays his version of Quicksilver, and that's kind of seems like a pretty obvious connection, seeing as how Wanda in the Disney side was the twin of that Quicksilver, whereas the X-Men Quicksilver never had a twin sister like that, or wasn't related to at least Wanda. And then or the Scarlet Witch, whatever you want to call her. But the other theory could be they're saying that there's a character in the Scarlet Witch in the comic series called Nightmare. And they're thinking that it's also possible, since we have seen Evan Peters play the bad guy in American Horror, that he could be playing the villain and playing the character of Nightmare. And Nightmare, one of his powers is effing with people's heads and putting them in nightmares. So it could be possible all these different things we're seeing is Nightmare controlling Wanda.
Right.
So something to noodle on. I just thought that was pretty exciting. It's fun anymore because we're itching for good superhero news to get anything. So that tidbit was almost like they've been releasing all of like the actors that were in The Mandalorian, like everybody and their mother. It was kind of cool that they threw out another big time character name for WandaVision.
Or he go like the Flash route, where he runs so fast he goes to other universes.
Yeah. And in the Flash, we saw the movie Flash meet the TV Flash. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, that's cool. WandaVision, Evan Peters, Quicksilver, maybe. We'll find out.
Yeah, I really like Evan Peters as an actor.
He's a good actor. I agree.
Yeah.
I want to jump over real quick to Quibi because I only have a quick bite. Quibi's basically quit making shows at this point. I think it's probably only a matter of moments before they're not a network anymore. But one of the new series that they did put out that kind of made me chuckle, and I don't know that it's meant for me, but there might be some listeners out there that are excited about this. But they made a show called Kirby Jenner. And basically, Kirby Jenner is based on the fictional twin brother of Kylie Jenner. And this guy, that plays Kirby Jenner, created this character as his own. He's just like a performance artist is what they dub him as.
So it's based on a true story, right?
Yeah. On Instagram, he started just photoshopping himself into all the Jenner Kardashian photographs and playing basically this fraternal twin of Kylie that doesn't exist. And it got so popular that it actually caught the attention of Kris Jenner, the mom of the Kardashians and the Jenners. And she decided to hire this guy and produce the show called Kirby Jenner. And so Quibi has created this, 10-minute show where each episode he's either not photoshopped. I don't know, what do they call it when they add someone to a movie versus picture, but he's been altered into like real things that they've done where he wasn't actually there. And then also because the Jenners are actually the real producers, there are cutscenes that have him with them, and they're pretending that he's the twin brother that nobody talks about. And it's kind of amusing. I watched the first 2 episodes, and it was because I'm familiar with all this stuff because my family, my wife and daughters are huge fans of the Kardashians. So it was kind of funny because they use all the same cutscenes, they use all the same dorky music. It feels just like a real Kardashian show, but he's just kind of like this dumbass that floats around trying to figure things out because he's not good like the rest of them.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty funny. So if anybody's into the Kardashians and you want a good laugh, watch Kirby Jenner on Quibi.
Cool.
Over on, you're like, I have nothing to say. I have no comment.
No hot takes here.
That's good because we're cruising along pretty well today. Over on Apple TV, before I get into this new show that they just put out, did you ever watch Mythic Quest, by the way?
No, dude.
Bro.
I watched Silence, and then I watched The Servant, and I just kind of quit Apple TV.
Bro, you're killing me. The best show, I'm promising you, and you're gonna like it. Did you like Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you like the Silicon Valley vibes, you gotta watch Mythic Quest. You're gonna like it. It's super good.
I do like it. I just haven't got the chance to, because I watched like 3 episodes of it,
Yeah.
And then I just kind of stopped because new shows keeps coming out that I want to watch.
So Mythic Quest has played all the way through. I have seen it all the way, but they pulled a Parks and Rec / Community, and they made a quarantine episode.
What?
And it was, I wouldn't say like if I'm ranking my quarantine Zoom episodes, I'm gonna go Parks and Rec, Community, and then Mythic Quest. I enjoyed all 3 of them, but all 3 of them were done very differently. So where Parks and Rec was all Zoom, we're bringing back old characters, we're playing the characters. Community was just the actors being funny as hell. And then the quarantine episode of Mythic Quest is almost like a full-fledged story, but still done via Zoom. And the one thing that I have to give them major props for that they did better than the other 2 is they had a very real moment where one of the characters breaks down and starts like having a hard time and crying, and it like literally brought a tear to my eye, because we all
Wow.
know what it feels like to be in this situation that we're all in.
Is it on Apple TV or can you watch it somewhere else?
No, it's on Apple TV. So if anybody doesn't have Apple TV, I still do not encourage anyone to purchase it. By the way, I did hear that they're, because nobody's buying it, probably because of me, I've been telling everybody not to buy it. They are, if you do decide for whatever dumb reason to pay for Apple TV, they're going to start bundling it, I guess, next month with Apple Music and some other crap, because they know they can't get anybody to buy it on its own.
And who buys Apple Music too?
My daughter. Anyways, before I get mad about that, Mythic Quest is a great show. You could probably watch the entire thing with a 7-day free trial, but make sure if you do watch it to watch the 11th episode, which is the quarantine episode, because it was funny. I enjoyed it. It had some legitimate funny moments. It wasn't nearly as funny as some of those other ones we talked about, but the moment where they had that kind of real part that made us like, oh, it's almost too real. It was good. I was impressed with the way they pulled it off.
You didn't think that the quarantine episode was too soon?
No, not at all.
Because like, you know how Parks and Rec is kind of like a reunion.
Yeah.
Community was kind of like a reunion, and then Mythic Quest just finished, and they're already doing one.
Yeah, but I think it falls into what the show is about, right? Because it's a tech savvy show, and
Right.
so they were basically showing that they were still being tech savvy by communicating via Zoom and online like everybody's doing.
I just need to watch it.
Yeah, no, you watch Mythic Quest. I am promising you'll enjoy it. It's better. I'll tell you this: Mythic Quest is better than Space Force, guaranteed. As much as I want to love Space Force and I don't hate it, Mythic Quest is a better show.
Dude, the best thing about Space Force is that it's giving me a lot of sales and teacher-wise.
Oh, yeah. We could give another quick plug. If you want to go to Shanubi on TeePublic or the Tipsy Curator on TeePublic, we have some hot Space Force t-shirts, and it's the easiest sell of the day. Ren told me that he was doing it. I'm like, oh, that's an easy graphic. And I went home last night and I made one, woke up to the morning, boom, sales. It's like, yes, this is awesome.
We've been working on, trying to get a new audio deck for our podcast.
Yeah, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. Also on Apple TV, the one show that I was like super excited about, I would say that I was almost equally excited for this show as I was for Space Force to come out,
Right.
was a new show from the creators of Bob's Burgers called Central Park. And this show looked exactly, the animation is exactly the same as Bob's Burgers, and I was really excited. And so I knew a little bit about it. I understood the show took place with a park ranger that runs Central Park in New York City, and I also understood that they said it was going to be a musical, which I thought, well, that's fine, because anymore Bob's Burgers has a lot of musical moments, and they're usually pretty good. But what I learned is that musicals and this type of thing needs to be done more sparingly, because I cannot make myself more clear on how much I hated the TV show Central Park. I hated it, and I will not be watching another episode. And it bums me out because I love the creators of the show. I love all the actors. Like, they have Titus from Kimmy Schmidt is one of the main actors. He gets to sing a bunch. But I swear to you, Ren, they sing every 2 seconds in this damn show. And they try to make it funny, right? So they're trying to sing funny shows, and they make poop jokes in their songs. It's not funny. It's not a good musical. Nothing about it. Like, it was so cringy that I was just like, I couldn't wait. I almost stopped it. I almost didn't even finish episode 1. That's how much I disliked it.
So you're not even going to give it another episode?
Nope. That's how much it made me mad. So Central Park, maybe someone else will like it. Maybe you should watch it and give me your thoughts on it. But for me, it's a non-starter.
Central Park turns you to the dark side.
Central Park centrally sucks. So no, thank you. I want to jump over to Hulu. Hello. Guess what they've got going on? Something is debuting on June 12th.
Well, like I said, when brands compete, you win. We win.
Such an excellent point. So Hulu's got a brand new show that I'm super excited about. So I'm hoping it's not like another Central Park type letdown. But from the creators of Robot Chicken comes a brand new show called Crossing Swords. And Crossing Swords from the trailer, and this is also could be a tasty trailer for those who want to jump out before Friday and see what this is about. It looks almost like those Playmobil little dolly characters that kids play with. And it's based in like olden times, with kings, queens, and knights and all that.
Yeah.
And this guy's from a poor village, and everybody wants to become a squire, and he happens to land the role of being a squire. So he gets invited into the kingdom to squire for this knight, but he doesn't realize what a shit show this kingdom is. And so he gets in there, and everything's going wrong, and there's lots of swearing, there's lots of little toy nudity. There's a S&M dungeon, but it looks hilarious. And the show is made, like I said, by the creators of Robot Chicken, but it's loaded from top to bottom with big-time names of comedians that we all know and love. Did you see the trailer for that yet?
Yes, I watched it before the podcast.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It looks hilarious. It's
It looks so funny.
Cartoon, and the characters looks kind of like if you mix your little Wii character with like a Minecraft. That's what you get,
Yeah, that's why I thought they look kind of like those Playmobil cake. They're like, I don't know if you know Playmobil. You don't have little kids, but Playmobil is this little like 3-inch action toy for like 3-year-olds. It's like they got the big bulbous heads and the kind of like cylinderistic bodies.
And it's like they show everything. Like there's one scene in the trailer where you can see like little cartoon dongs and balls. Yeah. It's like, what the heck?
Cartoon dongs and balls. Yeah, I'm hoping, because it looks so funny, that it doesn't turn out like Paradise PD season 2, where they push limits so far that they forget about being funny and they're just gross.
Yeah. It's funny, the one scene where the queen was like, I'm gonna line you up. Take off your clothes. You line up in your bulge size.
Yeah, she's a real perv, that queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show looks great. So I was looking at the cast list, and it's got all sorts of names you're going to recognize and ones you may not recognize. But Seth Green, we all know Seth Green. Yvette Nicole Brown, she's from Community. Remember her? Tony Hale from Arrested Development. Adam Polly from Happy Endings. I just did if you ever see the video of this episode, I just did a jerking off motion, even though that's not what the show is about. Breckin Meyer had his moment. He was really big in like the mid 90s with teen films, and then he became a big Robot Chicken guy.
I don't know who that is.
He's a little short cat that's funny like Seth Green. They almost look the same. You've probably seen him in lots of movies. Like I think Up the River Without a Paddle is one of the movies he was in.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, so he was in that movie.
Without a Paddle?
Yeah. Kat Dennings from Two Broke Women, or whatever that show is called on CBS.
Two Broke Girls?
Yeah, that one. Kaylee Kuko from Big Bang Theory. The hot from Big Bang Theory.
Who does she play?
Who does she play in the cartoon?
Yeah.
I have no idea. And then there's a billion other names, but Wendy McLinden Covey, who is the mom from Goldbergs and also on the reboot and original Reno 911. So, that show looks great. It's got a great cast. Robot Chicken, I haven't watched it in forever. I don't even know if they make new episodes anymore, but it was always kind of funny. So I'm hoping that they pull it together and it's a killer show.
Yeah, if they keep that tone, it should be good. Just don't go like you said, Paradise PD, where it got too overboard. And just
where they're just being dirty for dirty's sake, and it doesn't become funny anymore. Like, I love dirty comedy, but you got to remember not just to push the envelope and not still be funny.
Yeah.
But this might be the perfect show for the next story I have for Hulu. Is they're introducing, you may have seen or not seen this, but they've introduced a new thing you can do called Watch Party, where if you have a show you want to watch, you can watch it with your friends and family that aren't with you, which is perfect for our quarantine lives these days. So, Ren, if you and I said, hey, you know what you want to do on June 12th? Let's watch Crossing Swords together. I can go on there and I send you an invite, almost like we do with the Zoom meetings. Yeah. And I'll invite you to watch Crossing Swords with me. And so it'll say, hey, I'm going to watch Crossing Swords, because you got to remember this is all on-demand content anyways. I'm going to watch it Friday at 9 p.m. You want to watch it, and then we can watch it together. And, you use your other devices to talk about it. I think there might even be a chat version somehow. and say you need to pause it or pee or something while it's still playing on my side, you could catch up, rewind. So you can still watch at your own pace, but at the same time as your friends and family, which I thought was kind of a fun idea. And so I might want to just try it one day just to see how it works.
What if I don't have Hulu?
You don't, how do you watch Hulu shows then?
No, I'm saying if you invite me to watch, can I just, you know?
Oh no, I think both people have to have Hulu accounts.
Oh man, that sucks.
So yeah, you can't. There's no hookups for the cheap bastards. So sorry.
They should have done that, you know, like invite your friends for a free trail.
That's a good idea. So Hulu's listening. That's a hot marketing idea. So you never know. They may try that later. I don't know. Over on HBO Max, because we got to add the HBO Max in because it's here. I don't know that because we were off for a week. We didn't get to talk about the debut of HBO Max. And before we talk about the shows on HBO Max, I just want to have one gripe because I like it otherwise. HBO Max is great because it combines everything from HBO along with everything from TNT and TBS and Cartoon Network. And I've learned not everything from DC Universe, but a small chunk, which was a little disappointing. But my biggest gripe, even though that's a small gripe, is that it's not available on Roku or Amazon Fire streaming devices.
Yeah.
What the hell, HBO? Killing me. It doesn't make any sense. These are literally, I looked it up, 75% of all household streaming is done from a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick. And you're going to not have it available like that? Dicks.
Yeah,
Money.
my house has Amazon Fire Stick, and I can't watch it.
We have 2 Rokus and 2 Amazon Fire Sticks, so we were not able to watch it that way. I had it literally. I was trying to watch it through my YouTube because I thought, oh, it says it's on YouTube. And then I went to YouTube. Turns out you have to buy it separately through YouTube, and you don't get the discounted $11.99 price. You have to pay the $14.99 price. So I said, screw that noise, and I went old school. I hooked up my iPad to my TV via HDMI. And we watch it that way. And it's a real pain in the ass, and I hate it, and I can't wait for them to come out with the app. So they better do it sooner than later.
Wait, do you watch it in your room or in the living room?
In the living room.
Don't you have a Xbox connected to it?
No, because Boy Danger took his Xbox up into his room. So we don't have – only video game system we have in the living room is an old Nintendo Wii.
Where's the PS4?
He sold it. Did I tell you that?
Oh, that's right.
This fool sold it. So there is no PS4. The Xbox is in his room, and so I'm having to run it off my iPad. It looks, I mean, surprisingly, it looks perfect off the iPad, but it's still like I have to get up. I have to pull out the HDMI from the Roku, plug it into the iPad. It's a pain in the butt. I don't like it.
Yeah, as much work as like putting in a DVD.
Yeah, and we're past that. DVDs are old news.
But yeah, I watch it on my PS4 and my phone.
So yeah, and it works perfect on all the smaller devices, and then like you pointed out, the video game systems. So if you're streaming that way, you're not going to even notice that there's an issue. But if you use any of the big time streaming devices, we all just got to keep wishing that it's going to come out sooner than later. Because what a nightmare.
If you have an Amazon Fire Stick, you could log in with your account that you're paying for on HBO Now and watch HBO Now as it is.
Yeah, just the HBO content. Oh, and by the way, you can do that on the Roku too. So if you wanted just to watch the HBO content, you can do the same thing through the HBO app because it'll let you use your Max login on any HBO account. So that's a good point. So I don't know about you, but I've been watching Watchmen.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the episode, I was watching it too.
Yeah. So I really like it. I think we're both about the same point. We're talking about it offline a little bit. And we've made, at least I made it to episode 3. You say you just started episode 4?
Yeah, I finished episode 3 during lunch and then started episode 4 like 5 minutes in.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but I love The Watchmen so far. What a great show. It is 1,000 times better than the movie. The movie wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. You know, did you realize I'd forgotten that Zack Snyder directed the original Watchmen movie?
Oh yeah.
I totally forgotten that. But this TV show takes place, I think, 33 years after that story. Now, not the movie version of it, but the graphic/comic book version of it. So they're more adjusted to the comic line because the movie had changed some of the story plots a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you watch a show, you don't have to have seen any of it, I think, to enjoy the show. But if you at least have kind of a working knowledge of the Watchmen universe and who the characters are, you're going to enjoy it about 1,000 times more. But I thought, in my opinion, that it's so well acted. I really like the scenes with the FBI lady, and I'm just digging this show. What do you think?
I like the fact that it's a very like woman empowering show, but they don't like rub it in your face. Like I'm a woman with power, but then she's just a BA, and you
Right? Yeah,
just
yeah.
like respect.
And honestly, the character of the FBI agent slash Silk Spectre or whatever her superhero name used to be is played by the actress Jean Smart, and it may be one of the best acting parts I've seen in forever. Like I like kind of like you're pointing out. As soon as I saw episode 3 with her debut, I just sat there and thought, "Damn, this lady's so good in this part. This is like the perfect part."
Yeah, at first, she comes out, she's like a BA, like this bitch is freaking crazy. I hate her, because you think she's like a
Yeah,
bad guy, and
yeah.
you're like, wait, I respect her. She's so cool.
So cool. And the way she plays it like is a really different version of how we've seen kind of cool badass people be played. Like
Yeah,
it's not overtly like I think I'm better than everybody else or I know everything. Because there's moments where she kind of points out that she doesn't really know what the hell's going on, or maybe she took a chance at it. But she's
right.
so self-confident, and it may be the best acting of self-confidence that I've ever seen anybody do, that I was immediately impressed. So even if the rest of these episodes suck, but I've heard they're all amazing, I would
Yeah.
be happy with the show because of episode 3.
Well, it's like it was well directed too. Like how the storytelling was doing it. How she was like calling Blue Dong himself.
Yeah, she was calling Dr. Manhattan and telling him jokes,
Yeah.
which was also so well done. Yeah, the episode
See,
was really well written too.
so at the end where like the car fell, was that Doctor Manhattan's doing? Or do you?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of his thing. So he dropped a car to let her know. And that's why she smiles at the end and kind of looks up at the sky. So yeah, that was, oh man, just thinking about this episode, I can't wait to watch episode 4 tonight. We've been watching an episode a night and I'm geared up. So if anybody has HBO or HBO Max and you have not yet watched The Watchmen, Ren and I are a little bit behind because we didn't have HBO. We both ditched it
Yeah.
as soon as Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah.
So neither one of us watched The Watchmen when it was brand new a year or so ago. But if you just jumped on board like we have, this will make you feel good about your expenditure or having to get up and plug in your iPad like I do.
It is old news.
Yeah, old news, but it's good news. So Watchmen is good.
If like you need a little background refresh on superhero stuff,
Yeah.
one of the channels that I follow is called Variant Comics on
Okay.
YouTube,
Yeah.
and they do like a lot of history of, and you just watch it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and they explain
So
the
you can just search
history.
their channel for the comic you're maybe interested in.
Yeah, just go to like Variant Comic, and there's a bunch of them. Like they did one for Watchmen, and they kind of tell you the history of it and tell you the characters. If
Yeah.
it's like a solo person, they'll tell you their odd powers, stuff like that, and then he'll like recommend reading materials too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend then to people who have no knowledge of the Watchmen to do that, because I'd seen the movie when it came out and I had read the graphic novel. I still actually own the graphic novel if you ever want to borrow it. But I still felt like I needed a refresher because you like when you don't see this
Yeah,
stuff all the time, you're like, oh yeah, this
yeah,
unlike Marvel or DC, we're not exposed to this version of characters all the time, and so it was nice to be refreshed, and it definitely enhanced my enjoyment. Like I feel like you'd still enjoy the show if you knew jack squat, just because it's so weird and well made. But if you know more about it, it makes the weirdness seem a little less weird.
yeah. That's why I like watching that channel, because it's always like a recap. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that in the comic world, it was like Dr. Mahan that created the New 52.
Oh yeah.
So basically, a comic book character created a whole new universe for comics to exist.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that shit just blows your mind. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, the Watchmen is wildly considered one of the greatest graphic novels ever made. So if you're a book reader at home and you're not really into graphic novels or comics, it's the one that I would recommend that you try to dip your toes in, because it's just really well done. It's well thought out. It's actually written in, I think, 1987, and it was focused on the Cold War. And so and he was the author of it took a lot of time thinking about different character studies and deconstructing what we thought we knew about superheroes and that kind of thing. And it's just so good. I mean, it's really
Right.
well done.
Because like when he was like doing it, he was trying to get the heroes from like existing universe, or like, or was it DC or the other like smaller,
Yeah.
and he couldn't get the license for it, so
Yeah.
he
So he
had
made
to
his
like,
own versions.
yeah, he made his own versions like how everybody does. It's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
but he was clever about it. Like when he went and made his kind of Batman knockoff, which is called the Owl, he thought about the things that really were the flaws with a Batman type character, because he was one of the number one writers of the Batman comics at the time. And so he knew Batman probably better than most. And so
Right.
he did a really good job of breaking these people down, really thinking about it. So that's why The Watchmen, I think, is so successful.
I think that's the reason why I like the Watchmen, because it takes a lot of like real stuff and incorporates into, a comic book story,
Yeah,
and it really shows you like the heroes in a different view,
right.
like more of a realistic view in a way.
Kind of like The Boys, but where The Boys shows you that heroes can be real a-holes, this
Yeah,
one shows you that heroes are just as faulty as the rest of us.
yeah,
They all
we're
have
all
their own
flawed,
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's well done. So if anybody hasn't watched The Watchmen yet, you need to get on it. Let me ask you this: is there anything else you've been watching on HBO Max?
Oh yeah, Doom Patrol, baby.
Oh, you've started it? Because that's on my list. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Is it good?
So far I like it. I'm on like, I just finished episode 2,
Yeah.
and the thing that caught me off guard, I started watching episode 1,
Yeah.
and they kind of focus on Brandon Fraser as the main person.
Yeah.
So that he was like a race car driver, right, to begin with, before he becomes a robot.
Okay.
And he was like, there's one scene where she was like giving it to his nanny.
Oh,
Yeah, and then you can see like full frontal. I'm like, whoa, DC, what's
wow.
going on? Yeah,
Yeah, this is like the rated R show. Well, I read
yeah,
the reason we didn't get all the DC stuff from the DC universe converted over is because the main reason they brought this show over, because it's so expensive to produce, that they needed the eyes of both networks to make it so it could be
yeah,
successful.
yeah. I didn't know it was that rated R. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah,
I'm all in now.
nice. So it's much better quality than the CWDC stuff.
Yeah, and like, there's just one other character in there that's really really cool. She's from like the actress from like Orange to New Black. She's one of
Okay.
the like Hispanic ladies,
Yeah.
and her power is, a lot of personalities inside her, and each
Oh.
personality has its own special power, and
Oh,
it
that's
comes out
dope.
whenever he wants. So she
It's
gets
like
to act
Legion.
like, yeah. So there's like a little kid. The little kid comes out, and she's a little kid. So it really shows her range of acting. It was really good.
That's cool. Okay, well then, yeah, I'm definitely gonna add that show as my very next. I kind of want to finish Watchmen before I start another show on that channel. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm down for Doom Patrol.
I think the worst character so far is stupid Cyborg.
Cyborg, honestly, is just a
Yeah,
dumb character. I don't think they've ever successfully made Cyborg not seem stupid.
yeah. The only cool Cyborg is from Teen Titans Go.
Yes. Good, excellent call. By the way, if you want some hot Teen Titans Go factoids, that Teen Titans Go cyborg is voiced by the long-haired dreaded guy from The Walking Dead, the guy with the tiger, or
Oh, the
the
King?
lion. Yeah, the king himself.
Really?
He's the voice of Teen Titans Go cyborg.
Nice.
So that's a fun little fact. I was watching. My wife and I. We tried watching Love Life, which is another HBO Max original that stars Anna Kendrick.
Oh yeah.
And for me, it was a little slow. It's definitely more drama than it is comedy. It's if you're into watching a girl go kind of through her love life, you'd probably enjoy it. So it wasn't great for me, but my wife really enjoyed it. So if that's the kind of show you like, it'd be good, I guess.
But that's like a HBO Max original, right?
Right. So that's one you couldn't watch with your HBO app. You'd have to like take the time to get your HBO Max connected to your TV somehow via
Yeah.
Xbox, I guess, or PS4 with you. But did you see the other hot HBO Max news? We've all, I don't know that we talked about, but I'm sure everybody who follows anything at this point knows that they're bringing in Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. And the
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that caught me off, because I kept wondering, how different is it going to be? Is it really going to be a lot better? It says, I know you brought this up today, so I don't know if you saw this or not, but it does in fact have Darkseid in it, and Martian Manhunter.
Stupid Zack Snyder tweeted out, "He's coming." It is a freaking dark side. What the hell? It's like
Yeah,
he's coming at the end, dude. I'm telling you right now.
it's crazy to me that there are two major characters that were somehow not in the movie that were originally in the movie. So shame on you, DC, for editing this thing so poorly.
It's just like I said, DC has such a bad like setup to their movies, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden they just gotta all come together. It's like, come on, man.
Speaking of bad setups, because they brought back Zack Snyder's Justice League, everybody's been talking to David Ayers, and he's the guy that made Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And now that they're saying if Justice League by Zack Snyder turns out to be popular enough, the HBO Max has already softly agreed to let David Ayers put out his version of Suicide Squad, which he says is much different and not as funny, more serious, because it wasn't meant to be funny until the success of Deadpool, and the producers came back and started pushing him to try to make it sillier.
So we're
So
gonna see Joker more.
yeah, he said there's a whole big scene of Joker that wasn't originally in the movie that he's excited for everybody to see. So everybody watched Zack Snyder's Justice League just so we could see the director's cut of Suicide Squad too. Because I guess at the beginning of Suicide Squad they have like this weird music video introducing us to all the characters. He said
Yeah.
it was never meant to be that way, and that they changed it in the editing room. Each one had their own like introduction, and it was more slowly like a normal thing. Because that, I have to admit, that really bothered me with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, because like the whole tone of it changed.
Yeah, it was totally weird. So, but
Maybe more Katana Girl. Yeah.
yeah, Katana Girl. So I think this is a perfect time to take a quick break. On the flip side of the break, I want to get you a couple of tasty trailers, and then I have a couple hot news jacuzzi takes before we wrap up the episode. But we're going to talk about AMC and how they might be dunzo. And I know you, Ren, specifically have probably been wondering what nudists do during quarantine, and I've got that answer. Also, that
Oh, yeah.
freaking bitch Carol Baskins is in the news, so we're gonna talk about that. And
Carol effing Baskin.
damn it, Carol Baskins. And porn star kills a
Ooh.
man with toad venom. Hot news on the flippity flip. And we're back. So I want to start off right after the commercial break here with a few tasty trailers, because there's actually been there's no movies coming out. You're right, there are no good movies coming out, but there are still movies coming out. So I've got three, not one, not two, but three tasty trailers I want to share with you.
The tasty trailers. Yum, 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 yum.
The first one is kind of interesting looking. It's called In the Vast of the Night. Have you ever heard of this one?
Negative.
Negative. So The Vast of the Night is going to be an Amazon original. It was actually purchased by them. It was one of these film festival type movies.
Right.
And the reason I added it to our list, because I normally don't talk about a lot of film festival movies on this brain dead pop culture show that we do, but it is so interesting to me, and I'm not sure yet until I see it, but it's basically based around the 1950s, and this young woman, she's working part-time for a radio show, and in the 50s, all of a sudden something happens and their town is got an alien spacecraft that's been flying over it, and weird things
Nice.
start happening. So it's about aliens and all the weird things are happening, and these kind of young adults that are trying to figure out what's going on while she's running this TV, or excuse me,
Radio.
radio TV show, radio, what do you call it, radio serial type show. And so it looks interesting. I'm not sure. It's like one of those shows, because it's an indie movie. They don't have any budget, so they might just allude to aliens without ever actually showing any. But I would recommend everybody hop over to Amazon Prime or probably YouTube and watch In the Vast of the Night trailer, because it definitely looks like something that caught my eye.
They're gonna make me use my imagination.
I know, sons of
Damn it.
bitches.
I just want to
Sons of
see it.
bitches. My next tasty trailer comes from a source that you're not going to expect. This is a Crackle original. Let me ask you, Ren, have you ever watched the streaming network Crackle?
I think so. Back in when it like debuted, it was free,
Yeah, it
and there's
still is.
it is.
Yeah.
I watched this one zombie movie
Oh,
on
what
there.
was it called?
Forget, but they have that dude from like those Teeny Barber something must die or something. I don't know.
Oh, John something must
Must.
die. I think I know the movie you're talking about. Well, do you know what the name of the zombie movie was? Because I'm about to tell you about a zombie movie. I
Oh,
hope this is
let's
not the same one
go.
because they're acting like it's brand new. So, what is today? Let me look at my watch here. So, we're recording this on June 4th. I'm sure by the time you all listen to this is after this. That means this movie is out. So, Crackle is owned by Sony, for those who don't know. And every once in a while, they do original TV programs and movies. Some are great, some are terrible. Like one of the funnier ones I remember they did, Rob Riggle had his own TV show called Rob Riggle's Ski Academy, which was kind of stupid funny, kind of like Wet Hot American Summer type vibes. Well, they've got a brand new movie coming out called The Clearing, and it's a zombie film, and it debuts today, June 4th. And basically, this dad decides to take his kid on a camping trip because they're having he's having marital problems, and his kid's all like kind of angry. And they go to hang out in this trailer he has on some sort of campground, and his kid wanders off and he tries to go look for it. But unfortunately, this all coincides with a freaking zombie invasion. And so it's him trying to like get out of his trailer and fight all the zombies and rescue his kid. And it's got like this really intense stuff happening all the time style
Michael
trailer.
Bay stuff.
Yeah, except for it looks like it was made with a camcorder and nobody's that good of an actor. So let me preface it by it looks like it's horribly acted. But I'll watch anything with zombies in it. And so I think I might give it a shot because I watched some crap movie on Amazon the other day called Zombie with a Shotgun. Don't waste your time, by the way.
What
It's
the heck is
garbage.
that?
It's garbage. That looks like it was filmed with someone's iPhone. At least this one looks like maybe they moved up to like a legit camera. But yeah, so The Clearing. If anybody's been itching to watch some zombie stuff that is out now, you can watch The Clearing and let us know if it's garbage. It probably is, but zombies.
John Tucker must die.
You did it. Love it.
Yeah.
My third and final tasty trailer is another horror movie. So we have kind of a theme going here with our trailers because these are the only movies that apparently they've probably been all shelved until now. They're like, we got to put this something out. It's called Becky. And what makes me excited about Becky, and I know you did see this trailer, right, or no?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Okay, good. So what makes me kind of interested in Becky is it stars Kevin James, the Kevin James from
Mall Cop.
yeah, Paul Blart Mall Cop, and what was that TV show he was on for a long time?
King of Queens.
Yes, the King of Queens. It stars Kevin James and Joel McHale from Community. So it's got two comedians in it, and this is not. Let me repeat. This is not a comedy movie. Becky, the basic premise is this. Kevin James is a Nazi. I don't know if he's even a neo-Nazi, but he's got a big old beard. You said he looked like?
The Big Show.
The Big Show, which was so right on.
Yeah.
So he's got this bald head, big beard, Big Show looking mother effer, and a big old swastika on the back of his head. And he's a prisoner. He escapes from like a prison bus or something. And he's on the hunt for some sort of key that's hidden in the cabin for something we don't know as just, tasty trailer viewers. Now,
Right.
Joel McHale is married or remarried to a nice, beautiful young black woman. And he's trying to take his daughter on a trip to the cabin to kind of get everybody happy with each other. But Becky's a real bitch. And so she wanders off like apparently all these kids in these movies do. And Kevin James shows up looking for his key and decides to hold Joel McHale and his black wife, who he's not privy to being a Nazi and all, is hostage. Now, Becky, who is a 13-year-old girl, decides to go all Kevin McAllister Home Alone on them and starts just like kicking the living shit out of all these Nazis. And it looks gory as hell. And I have to admit, I'm kind of really wanting to see this movie now.
Dude, the trailer looks so cheesy. Like
so ridiculously
it's
cheesy.
how you're saying from like Suicide Squad, little comic-y, like kiddie thing. The whole thing's like that, like from like a kid's drawings point of view, in a way.
Right.
But yeah, all you see is like her, all her killing, her stabbing. blood everywhere. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and this girl that plays Becky, I can't remember her real name, but she's been typecast. She's been in the Annabelle movies and Haunted Hill House or something, those types of movies. So one of the things they're doing with the movie Becky that's a little bit interesting is not only is it available on video on demand, I think as early as next week. It might have been June 12th. I don't
June
remember.
12th.
But they're debuting it in drive-in theaters, which I think is kind of fun. We have at least by where I live, there's a drive-in theater about 20 minutes away. And I'm not sure if they're the type of drive-in theater that'll have it, but how fun would that be to see a crazy, gory movie starring a couple comedians in the drive-in?
You know her, Joel's wife.
Yeah.
She's the pastor from Kim's Convenience.
No, what?
Yeah,
Nice. That's a fun fact. I did not
Yeah.
notice that. Great actress too.
Yeah, I was watching. Like, she looks so familiar. I was like, it's her.
Nice. There you go. One more. So it's got, what's funny about it is it clearly has good actors we've seen with the ability to act well and other things, but the trailer does not make me think that they're great actors in this movie. So that almost makes me want to watch it more. Seeing good actors act bad.
Well, the thing is, the trailer looks bad too.
Oh yeah, the movie looks
Yeah.
stupid as hell. It looks
Yeah.
poorly made and everything.
Yeah.
But the concept is good. The actors are good. And I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be horrific, but I feel like it might be one of these movies that's so bad it's good.
It's almost comedic.
Yeah. So there you go. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, and I feel like it could be like one of these movies that becomes a cult classic because of how ridiculous it is, check out Becky. You can check it out at home on video on demand or hop in your car and not social distance and watch it at the drive-in.
Yeah, you like never used to watch horror movies, right?
No, but you guys got me into it. You kept talking about it and talking about it. And then this last Halloween, for the entire month of October, I caught up. I watched a different horror movie like every night. And so I've pretty much seen them all now. And I've killed any sensibility that would have been scared before. So I'm not freaked out anymore.
Yeah, HBO Max has a bunch of horror movies on there too.
Yeah, I saw that. They have a great selection of movies, by the way. But that was always the HBO thing.
I love horror movies, by the way.
I do too now. It took me a minute to get over it because my thing, and I've told Rin this, but never the audience, is the only thing I never liked about horror movies is the cheap shot of jump scares. Like, I don't mind creepy stuff. In fact, I enjoy creepy stuff, but I hate being startled. And I don't think startled equals being like afraid of something, because I guess unless I'm being afraid of being startled, but it always makes you go, I hate that. It's so cheap, and so many movies use that to startle. Like they make the music get you ready, and then something jumps out of the dark, and like, oh. So I found this website though, so don't make fun of me later. But I found a website where you can look up any horror movie, and it gives you a timeline of when all the jump scares are, so you can kind of know when they're gonna happen. You're way less scared that way.
Got him.
Like
for me, when I was like going to college, because I'm an art major.
Yeah.
I used to be like super critical of movies, but one day, I just decided to watch bad movies. Yeah. That way I have no expectations, no like critical views of it, and just take the movie for what it is. And I watch a lot of horror movies. Yeah. And so horror movies are always bad.
Always.
Endings are never satisfying, So I got used to watching that. And I just love watching horror movies because I have no expectations. I just watch it to enjoy it.
That's a good way to be, though.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Same with me. I went to film school for a hot minute, and I was ultra critical until well into my old age, and finally I shook it. I'm still not as good as you at just like letting a movie get away with garbage, but I'm definitely better at not being super critical. So you're right. That's you're trying to enjoy a movie. You don't need to be so hard on it.
Yeah, it's like I get all the things they're doing on the metaphors and stuff like that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you still got to make an entertaining movie, and that's all that's all I'm asking for me to be entertained.
Yeah, as long as you can be entertained. Yeah. Cool. So I want to jump and dip our toes in the news jacuzzi. My first story is with AMC, since we're talking about movies. AMC is actually the biggest movie theater chain in America, just ahead of Regal. I had to look that up, but it's true. So AMC said that they are literally less than this year's worth of months from shutting down. They said that if they cannot open their theaters by the end of 2020, they'll never open their theaters again. they are losing. I think that they said when they started, they were cash rich, and they had over $600 million, and now they're down to about 80 million, and it's only June, so they're about to go under. Hopefully COVID will get figured out and fixed. Otherwise, we'll have to say goodbye to one of the biggest theater chains in America.
It's because they fought with Universal, man.
Well, now we maybe know a little bit why. I think that, when a dog's injured is the worst time to approach it. And I think Universal didn't realize that they were approaching an injured dog, and that's why they lashed out so bad at them.
Right.
So, yeah, sorry, AMC, but it just may be the way it is. You're going to go the way of the blockbuster.
Wait, what's that channel with The Walking Dead on again?
AMC.
It's AMC?
It's the American Movie Classics.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking zombies when you say AMC, not the movie theaters.
Yeah, the movie theater chain. So my second news story is what we're all, of course, been wondering is what are nudists doing during quarantine? And I came across this story on CNN,
Wow.
and yeah, I know, right? So you had to scroll for a long time on their website to get past all the, the racist news and the coronavirus news and the El Presidente news. And then at the very bottom of the CNN website, they have this little chunk of news called World and Entertainment. And so they had this article on there that was pretty interesting. And they're talking about this nudist group. It's one of the biggest ones. It's actually the French Nudist Association of France, I guess, or something. And they went and asked them. They said, so their thing is they have a lot of like recreation spots that they go, nudist beach. They have clubs and where these people are pretty much nude 24/7. And they're like, how are you able to enjoy your nudist life anymore? Because one of the things about nudists is they like to do it together. They don't want to just be dingleberries out at home by themselves. They want to like be dingleberries out around all their friends.
Right.
And so they've created a YouTube channel for anybody who's ever wondered what it's like to be a nudist. If you were to Google or YouTube, look up French Nudist Association, you'll find it. And on this nudist channel, you can see the nudist people doing yoga. You can see them cooking. You can see them playing sports, crafts. There's a whole thing of them doing some nudist crafts. Now, let me forewarn you, Ren, because I know you're thinking, nice, free nudity. I can't believe YouTube allows nudity. And they do in this purpose because it's more educational than it is erotic. And I will tell you, because I researched for you guys, because I'm a team
player. Yeah.
I'm a team player. Don't look. It's 90% dudes, overweight dudes, and a few overweight ladies, and I would say they're all 60 plus. But yeah,
body shaming them?
I am very much so, and they are having a good old time. The worst thing you could ever see is a 60-year-old nudist doing yoga. I can promise you that now. So don't watch it. It's worse than probably in these tasty trailers we were talking about.
You should go to YouTube and clear your search history because it's going to recommend you more videos like that.
Oh, that's the next time I go, my kids will share YouTube with me. They jump on there and like, would you like to watch this nudist video? And they're like, Dad, what is wrong with you, you perv? So anyways,
you go up to Kid Danger like, what is this? What are you watching?
Should blame him. Like totally like act like I don't know what it is. Disgusting. Why would you watch this? That lady's older than your mom.
Gross.
Speaking of old, out-of-shape women, that bitch Carol Baskins has decided to take it to Joe Exotic one last time. And so while poor Joe Exotic is locked up in prison for his horrendous animal crimes and trying to kill Carol herself, Carol was able to go back to the courts and prove that his exchange of his zoo in Oklahoma to that other weird guy. Do you remember that weird guy's name?
Jeff Lowe?
Yes, good memory. So his sell of the zoo to Jeff Lowe turned out to be under false pretenses, and it's not legal. And so the judge awarded Carol Baskins Joe Exotic Zoo. So Carol Baskins is now the proud owner of Exotic Zoo, or whatever it's called, the GW Zoo in Oklahoma.
Yeah, because she sued him for it, right? Something like that?
Yeah, she's been suing him from the beginning. Yep. And that's what he was trying to do, right? So he transferred the asset of the zoo over to Joe, hoping that they wouldn't be able to take it from them. But the judge, probably thanks to the documentary, it was very clear what they were up to. And so that's not legal for anybody that tries to pull that stuff. And trust me, people try to pull that kind of thing all the time. Don't film it if you're going to do that. And they got nailed, and now it's hers. So while she probably did, in fact, murder and feed her husband to the lions, she got away with this one.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, Jeff Lowe is her abusive ex-husband, dude.
That'd be so funny if it turned out.
You look at their photos, man; they're exactly the same.
That'd be so funny if it turned out that that's the case. So,
That's the plot twist.
Good job, Carol.
Carol freaking Baskin.
Carol goddamn Baskin seems to get away with everything, where Joe Exotic could get away with nothing. My last and final story has to deal with one that I caught on actually Fox News. So to be fair, I look at both news sites. Fox News was reporting at the very bottom of theirs. By the way, it's much easier to get to their trashy news stories than it is on CNN. Porn star kills man with toad venom. And you're thinking, what the heck? So I got to pull this up for a second because there was so much bizarre information on this story that I don't want to miss any part of it because it's all pretty good. So porn star.
Wait, so last time a porn star becomes a doctor?
Correct.
And then this time a porn star becomes a murderer.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So this porn star's name, he's a Spanish porn star, and his name is, get this, Nacho Vidal. Nacho! So Nacho is a 41-year-old porn star who's been in over 1,500 adult films, which is incredible. I mean, good for you, guy. He's a little weird. So not only is he a porn star, but he's a little weird. He believes in a lot of these different kind of like environmental type health fixes. He's like a herbalist and all these different things, but he's like far gone, because I'm not making fun of those types of people, because there's lots of people that believe in that, and it does work in a lot of occasions. But homie decided that real quick before we get into what he did, I almost forgot to mention that not only is he an adult film star with 1,500 films, but he also is a penis-shaped candle entrepreneur. So that's a fun fact that we should know, that he is making money by selling penis-shaped candles, many of which are based off his own penis.
Wow. Maybe he needs to get together with like Gwyneth Paltrow and get some of that goop smell to it. There's something, dude. Something there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Goop smell is the worst thing ever when you're talking about Gwyneth Paltrow's vag candles and this guy's penis candles. But anyways, so this guy decided he'd found out that there's this toad, and actually I think they said it's not even Mexico. This toad being found in like Arizona and I think parts of Texas. But this toad, when you it secretes a toxin to ward off predators. That's why it does it. It's meant to help it stay alive. Well, these idiots are catching it, and you can actually make a type of DMT. I don't know if you've ever heard of DMT, but DMT is a mind-altering hallucinogenic that a lot of drug users enjoy, but it's not great. DMT is one of these ones that either you're going to have a really amazing trip and you're going to be able to live with dragons and unicorns for a few hours, or you're going to have a really bad trip and you're going to wish you had died, or you're just going to die because it will like pop your heart. It'll give you brain hemorrhages. It'll give you seizures. I mean, you're literally poison. DMT is literal poison, just so everybody knows. Don't take DMT. So he decided that it was a way for them to increase their spirituality and cleanse their souls. And he would huff it. He turned it into like a vapor, and he would huff it. And he actually recommended this to the world on his YouTube channel, that this is a good idea. So he was having himself a venom toad party, had some people over, and this guy was actually a journalist. So he convinced this journalist that it was safe enough for him to try, and the guy tried it, and he died. He done died. And so guess what, guys? When you convince someone else to take a drug that kills them, you will, in fact, be charged with manslaughter. So Nacho is going to jail.
Damn.
No more porn career. Good thing sounds like he was at the end of his porn life at the age of 40-something. But Yeah, sorry guys. So if you were a big Nacho Penis Candle fan, you better get him now because he's not gonna be able to make any more.
R.I.P. Nacho.
R.I.P.
That
to
is.
R.I.P. to the poor dude he killed. So I don't know. Does it say his name?
Man, I wonder how he convinced them. Like, nothing's approved, nothing's been tested, and he convinced that dude to do it. Like,
Yeah, the guy that passed away, so we can give him a little R.I.P. His name was Jose Luis Abed, and I said he was a reporter. He was actually a Spanish photographer that worked with different newspapers and things in fashion, and yeah, he died. And the reason he bought into it is because Nacho apparently had done this lots of times and never died. He had fantastic awakenings and trips and all these different things. So, but that's the thing with drugs, kids, is sometimes it works and sometimes not so much. And it only takes one time to get you.
yeah, because that's the thing. He's done it so many times, his body can handle it, And Jose does it for the first time. Body's like, what the hell is this? And then he dies. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jose. So that was my final story. We'll end on the toad venom penis candle death story.
I thought it's gonna be like a good porn story, but it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's a little sad. But with that, unless you have anything else you want to share.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. Instead, visit vigilantedesign.com and order some hot graphics from us. Yeah. With that, Nacho. We'll see you on the flippity flip. Talk to you later. Cartoon dongs and balls.